everyone. My name is Melters, and I've got Spec Lee by my side during this commentary block, welcoming everybody back to this Sonic Adventure 2 Hero Story Summit 2023. We've got JW and Deku here, which is going to be a crazy race right now. Spec, how are you feeling?
Just now morning, so still weak. Think about right now is a joke I have for landing stage, but yeah, I'm good. I feel like we're in the mindset commentary and we're for racing.
Yeah, for sure. And just to give a bit of a background on both of these runners, definitely very accomplished runners, both having 22-minute PBs, very early 22-minute PBs. JW's a bit rusty, but he is not someone to underestimate, as Deku is going to have to work very hard for this. Spec, what is your outlook on these runners, and what do you think we're going to see moving?
I think you summed it up pretty well. Deku has just honestly skyrocketed on the leaderboards recently. It has just gotten so consistent. I think a lot of people would agree with me on this. He's probably the most consistent runner with CE skip, actually. He gets that like 80% of the time. It's actually nuts. He's got a really consistent setup for it.
Yeah.
He's really good at it. And JW is also just incredibly talented. JW was the person who found Fling, which is like, which for those that don't know, skips the last final chase, essentially the entire stage in Dark Story. So I have a personal affinity for JW, and also know that his talent is incredible. He's had a lot of IL records, both in Dark and Hero Story. So it's gonna be a tight match. You have the old school, relatively old school runner JW, and then the relatively kind of not really new, but for the sake of SA2 Hero Story, definitely new runner Deku coming in.
I totally agree. It's hard to say like when people are new, but new for a couple years. But in any event, going right into this race here, JW having not necessarily a rocky start, but hitting a few cars here and there. But this is going to make a huge difference. There's a unique setup here for City Escape Skip. Okay, JW,
wow.
This is what you need right now.
Of course, the minute I say, Deku's setup is so consistent.
And you know what's interesting? Normally, we're going to see JW's execution here. But normally, what most runners do is they go to the right a little bit and CG Cityscape skip. Yep. But JW went right down the middle and adjusted afterwards, which is a very unique setup that you don't see very often. This is putting him way ahead, Spec.
Yeah, this is probably, I would say, like a 25-second swing here. We're going to be going right off the bat. This is a huge skip, and so missing it hurts a lot, but does not mean that this race is over by any means. This run is a very dynamic run. You can gain those 25 seconds right back through RNG, or through some other skips and tricks throughout the race. So don't go anywhere. We're just getting started.
Yeah, and this is exactly the this is what makes Hero Story interesting to watch, right? Because a few RNG, things that happen, Green Forest happens, Metal Harbor happens, and you never really know. But like you said, pretty much 20 seconds on the dot almost for what we're expecting here, which is really good. We have the classic Deku mouse here. In fact, I think we have two mouses. But
thank God for the cursor.
Yeah. Deku's definitely famous for showing off his cursor on the screen on his races. Maybe it gives him good luck.
Is it Yaze or whatever, however people say that? Oh, transition. Or is it Nico Yazawa?
Oh, this is odd. Wait. It was transitioned to the 4x3 and then 16x9 layout, and we can't see all of Spec's screen or JW's screen.
I am in 4x3. This is true.
It is true. I mean, okay, getting a good RNG set. All right, the screens are fixed. Under the wings of two birds. All right, getting pretty good RNG so far. Hopefully, don't get a sand pit or something. Oh no, Amochow ruins our day. The Sphinx head is buried here.
Think,
Okay, oh my god, Sicilian RNG coming through, coming through. JW does miss the free piece. Can't exactly tell what time he has, but it's probably in a high 30. Oh no! A 28, okay.
Oh, dude, I thought he died for a second.
Yeah, a little bit of an execution issue.
That's a great set.
It is a great set.
Okay.
Funny enough, pretty much we don't have the comparisons here, which is odd, but it seems like Deku gained a little bit of time.
Just a second.
Just a second. Just a little bit.
Oh, another transition.
No pace updates in Delaware. I like to see it. Okay. Well, we'll keep track of the paces just fine, right, Spec?
Yeah, I will. I will look at it and we'll eyeball it. But keep in mind, I'm a psychologist. I'm not a mathematician. So
you're right. I'm the mathematician. I'll keep track.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Melters.
I was a mathematician in the past life.
Let's go.
Never really know until you take abstract algebra. But what's not abstract is prison lane, right? This is I mean, it's pretty scary stuff at the beginning, but hopefully Deku can save some time here, right?
Yeah. This stage is just purely an execution check. There is really no shenanigans on this stage. It's one of the reasons why a lot of people like it. The beginning definitely has some what's the word? Spaghetti. It has some spaghetti for sure. But for the most part, it's a really consistent stage. Honestly, a stage that I've actually come to like a lot. And these two, I'm going to assume there's not going to be a huge disparity. They're both probably going to be getting gate hops, both gate hops just fine. It really is just going to come down to how to take these turns and maintain the momentum throughout the stage here. But we shouldn't see too big of a time swing here.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think a lot of pressure, so to speak, is going to be on JW to maintain this lead. I'm sure getting a win here is going to be huge for him if he does pull through, because again, he is a little bit rusty, hasn't played in a pretty long time. So yeah, this will definitely be a boon in the pools process.
I wonder if he's been doing D-Rust runs just on the down low, you know?
We were kind of talking about this before you came in. He really hasn't been. Like, this is the first time he's picked the game up in like several months.
Gosh,
for this
imagine being able to be on a 413 out of prison lane as a D-Rust run. I'm so mad, dude. What am I doing with my life?
Yeah, JW is very cracked at this. Now, here we're seeing what we said before, you know, hero story races are a battle of paper cuts, right? Getting a little bit of time here, getting a little bit of time here, and that's exactly what we're seeing. Going into a pretty precarious stage, not getting under loop, but not losing a ton of time.
Nah, that only loses like, what, a second?
Probably a second or a second and a half. All right.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. God, I love the oops animation. The game would have been so much worse if they didn't have that and would just be careening off of cliffs all the time, you think?
Shoutouts to oops, yeah. It makes mock bounce, like, really fun.
Yeah, shoutouts to Radical Highway, but we've seen that more in October. Deku having a noticeably better upgrade time. Again, more paper cuts coming JW's way. What can you show us here?
We might be seeing some no pulley skip. Interessante.
Oh my god. That I'm not sure if you saw that birthday skip. Was a little crazy. But yeah, Jay! Oh, did you see that?
Yeah.
On Deku's screen? That was crazy. Yeah, a little frazzled there is Deku, but is making it out just fine. Is probably going to save a good amount of time on Deku, don't you think? Or JW, I should say.
That's one of those. That's one of those when you like just do a scoff and you just okay, and then just kind of laugh to yourself, like the fact that you made it. That's always that usually for some people that makes them more nervous, but I think for Deku that's actually going to give him some like release of nerves, like
yeah.
I made it out here. I'm all good. It's all good. That was scuffed, so that's fine. So
exactly.
giving that significant amount of time here. Now a 20-second has become a 10-second disparity.
Yeah, 10-second time disparity here. And, you know, I like to say that Green Forest, as we go through a bit of an auto-scroller of a boss, is It's the place that dreams are made, and a place where dreams are broken, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
if you're JW and you figure, okay, I want to make sure I maintain my lead, do you go for the really risky strats like wall run, or are you just going to play it cool and not even go for it and let Deku make the mistake, have with him having the pressure on?
I think honestly, from a competitive standpoint and just from a racing standpoint, if I'm JW, I'm gonna go for an easy strat and let the time loss happen to Deku, because if he does go with the easier strats, he can still make it out a second ahead or 5 seconds behind, something around there. That's not a huge loss, you know. It may take away the lead, but for Deku on the other hand, it puts the pressure on him as a competitor. And I think
Yeah,
that is much more important in the long run. But Deku getting the RNG advantage here because of, I think it's because of lows. I don't think it was ESG. So Deku's actually going to be doing it first. So if JW's in the stream right now watching, he can see what Deku does, how he does it, and I can actually put the pressure on JW as well. So really goes either way.
I entirely agree, and let's see what this Green Forest has to show us here. Getting a reset does Deku. Getting air
Okay,
easy, no problem. Oh, that was a bit close.
a little
All right,
scuffed, but we ball.
we do ball. Speaking of balls, we're gonna roll into a ball, going down this tube here, skipping this thing. Yeah, I know some runners are having a little bit of trouble in practice. Not going for mini wall run, okay. That's a little bit
I
of
respect
time,
it.
but shouldn't be too bad. Because otherwise this has been a really clean yeah, Deku
Also,
doesn't
I
even
get
go
wall
for it
run.
either, which is interesting. Oh
Oh no!
no!
Oh my. Okay, yeah. Now JW, the pressure is all entirely on JW.
Now that doesn't lose that much time in in the grand scheme of things actually. Only 10 seconds, 12 seconds if you will. But
Yeah, that's his
JW
whole lead though. Oh, getting wall
it
run.
has
So
cost
now
a
wall
lead.
run
Okay.
actually happening.
Okay,
Oh,
this is interesting. This is
okay.
a really good wall run from JW now. Task run's looking good.
Wow.
Balloon bounce. Oh no! Alright. You can get the life balloon, but it's otherwise this is not looking good.
This is a
Especially okay,
heartbreaker.
so it does get the checkpoint, which is good. But yeah, this is a net gain for Deku. This is huge.
Wow. What again? Makes dreams and breaks hearts, and
Yeah.
it's crazy to see how that has happened here, where it felt like JDB finally had a chance, and then just literally just a little bit of distance less.
You know, it's funny.
Um,
We're literally changing leads. Well, I was gonna say 10 seconds, but it's more so 6. JW's
that's
not out
honestly
of the
not that
game.
bad. Had JW not had that death, that would have actually been a
And 2 deaths at that.
yeah, 2 deaths. If he hadn't had at least one of those deaths, he would be ahead right now, which is kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah, that much of a cushion. Now again, Pumpkin Hill, not the most extravagant of, stages. Hope we don't get any double containers, but getting a really good piece. This can get some really good sets very high up.
I love this piece.
Oh no! Speak of the devil. That's not what we want to see. Not getting this one.
This is the Balan Wonderland set.
Is it now? What is that?
Yeah. I don't know. I just thought about it when I was getting coffee this morning. I was like, I'm just gonna call a random set the Balan Wonderland set in honor of Yuji Naka.
You know what though? Well, first of all, this is a really good time, by the way, coming out of Deku. I wanna unlike Balan Wonderworld, this time's good. This is good, right? For Deku.
This time is good.
Now, JW unfortunately going to the wrong spot again, maybe shaking off a little rust here.
Oh
But
yeah, I didn't think about that.
yeah, so
The knowledge gap.
this is always gonna be on Train Mountain and not here either. It's gonna be on the other spot. Yeah, this kind of goes to show what I was talking about before, but yeah, Lost Pumpkin. This is a huge deficit that JW is going to make up now.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see some huge flubs from Deku in order for this lead to come back. And that's a significant amount of time.
And yeah, because that's, I mean, it is 30 seconds. The RNG
30
can
seconds.
swing it. More than that now that I think about it. But I will say this. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, I think around like 35, 40 seconds deficit.
Yeah. 40 seconds is more like it. I will say while we're going to do again more of a rote sort of auto scroll. Deku! Did you see what Deku just did? Why'd he go over there? Anyway.
I think it gives you more speed. I know that Katie does something similar like that on Sand Ocean. Or either that or he just fluffed, and I don't know, but it still paid off. Worked well.
I was like, oh my god, no! Don't punch! Alright, we should still be on pretty good pace here, but it's going to be a little bit tight.
Probably going to... I would honestly just go for the one cycle at this point.
Yeah, I mean... I think he's barely going to make it, but it's a bit
What if he misses? What if he misses?
Okay. Yeah. Alright, so where are we at now? Again, this kind of puts the pressure on JW. I mean, 0 cycle is not the hardest thing in the world as long as you do, don't make any like major mistakes. Like you can punch a robot and still make it, but okay. Just something that I wanted to go through is Deku was having trouble with CG during practice a little bit.
Okay.
When you weren't here, Spec. So that could make a little bit of a difference, but we'll see, because sometimes the nerves kick in a good way, and it's like, okay, make it or break it. JW looks like he's going to make this no problem, so yeah.
Oh, no!
Forget what I said. That was a commentator verse. Yeah, no. This is going to be even more to make up. Almost a full stage ahead now is Deku.
Yeah. That is significantly... I don't know why he didn't pause over there.
I think he tried... I've been reading people pretty closely this here, and I think he might have tried to, but the input may not have just come out correctly. Getting no free piece does Deku, so... well, he does get a yellow ping.
Oh, wow. Jeez.
Okay. Oh, wow, indeed.
I want Deku to win. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Yeah, so first of all, I mean, JW doesn't get it. Now, this is an interesting strat for... I wonder if Deku's just flexing at this point, but, this is actually fast. Like, Deku, how do you do this?
Dude, Deku's so cool. He, like, played this the best way and also the coolest way you could.
I gotta ask him afterwards if that was a confirmed set or not, because that seemed like he knew, like, what it was. But this is Deku we're talking about, and, he is the GOAT. He's one of the greatest at hunting. So, that's just super cool, but, yeah. This deficit that JW has is it's definitely going to be growing and growing as we missed a couple cycles here and there in Mission Street.
Yeah, really unfortunate. Gonna be behind by over a minute now, about 1:10 seconds. So
yeah,
which is just tragic. However, I do want to say that we're coming into this next, so we're gonna do Route 101, which is for these runners is pretty much just an auto scroller. But what's going to be really precarious, however, is Hidden Base, Pyramid Cave, and Death Chamber. These stages, and to add on to that, also Egg Golem. Those 4 stages / bosses, whatever you want to call them, are huge time swings. A lot can happen. So despite the deficit, just as JW was ahead by 30 seconds, is now behind by 1:10. That swing is still very possible here as we come into Desert. So just keep that in mind. This race is still pretty far from over. And then we have Space, which is just absolutely super dynamic. And so, so there's still a lot left.
I will say that I think CGSS is going to be pretty big here, because I'm going to say this. We might see CGS as well, not even CGSS from Deku.
Was he more confident about CGS instead?
I saw him practicing it a little bit before the race. So That might be something of interest here. Now, if I'm Deku and I know how far ahead I am, like by over a minute, I'm kind of thinking to my look, I mean, if you want to do it skipless, you can, and you get like a 150 time or something, and that'll be pretty risk free after all. But I would just say like, don't sweat it. Don't go for anything crazy in Hidden Base or Pyramid Cave that can kill you. Just sort of, coast it out, and you should be able to, take this on no problem. Because what, like looking at the time, it's more than like a minute. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think Deku could honestly, if he has a pretty clean desert here, going into space, I would honestly play it. I'd play CGS or CG just restricted, honestly. Especially if you're not feeling confident about it, because what's going to happen is that Deku will still be ahead. And again, taking this from a competitive analysis standpoint,
Mm-hmm.
if JW has been a little rusty on set knowledge or whatever, and gets a set that he doesn't know in Meteor Herd, that's also going to be a significant player into this. So there's just added, and also Death Chamber. So there's added dimensions to this run other than just playing well. It's also analyzing what are the strengths of my competitor right now, and how can I play it safe to protect my lead and not blow it. So he's going for the IL pull hop, and okay, going to be going through. Is the no? Okay. Never mind. I'm lying. Okay, just jumping over. That's Axel Hop, correct? Oh, he's mixed
That is Axel Hop.
Let's go.
But I really think you pretty much summarized it really well. Um, what can Deku do at this point to not jeopardize his lead? There's a lot of scary things that could happen in these next few stages, especially at Golem, where a lot of time loss could be incurred. So, it's all risk assessment. It's all risk assessment. I totally agree. Getting a 54 check, I would just take it 100% of the time and say, hey, I'll just finish this stage, no problem.
Right. So it's just like, how can I get out of here? And now, because the hero story, again, as we kind of said earlier, is a game, or is a race of paper cuts, But every now and then, someone gets stabbed with a knife, and so basically, what you have to tell yourself is, I can take the paper cuts. They may hurt my ego, they may hurt my pride, but I can take them because in terms of the race, I do not need to go unscathed. I need to just play, and if I bleed sometime, I bleed sometime, and that's totally fine.
And the thing about it is, that's the mental, like, kind of like if JW is an elephant, for example, and he sees a mouse and that's like a paper cut, it's like, oh my god, I got a paper cut, I'm so scared of the mouse. But that's really what JW has to contend with. Like, I can't bleed time. I have to, I have to not bleed time in order to become competitive. Whereas JW, well, Deku, for example, he can bleed almost as much time as he wants, as he doesn't get the pull hop. Well, second try
though.
Still not over yet. If you're rusty on this skip, it might be a little bit tricky, but does get it no problem. Avoids the invisible wall. Barely gets on. Alright, Deku, what kind of checkpoint time can you show us here? Probably a 31. No, even better than that, a 28. Very impressive time. JW is not hitting the brakes anytime soon.
Oh wow, look at that. That first door skip is great.
Yeah.
Okay, second door skip. How we doing? Lining up, getting it first try. Dang.
What do they call that door skip again? Blue Honda?
Blue Honda? That's what they call it?
I forget. Someone
Hondas in this parking lot.
Basically. Now I can't remember what Honda that thing was. I think it's Blue Honda. Anyways, forget about Hondas. We're racing, but not in a Honda. Getting snake skip just fine. Meanwhile, JW having a bit of trouble with these jumps again. These paper cuts are going to add up.
Right, yeah, JW can't afford these. He needs to just be able to blast through these stages pretty much flawlessly in order to catch up.
Basically, yeah, because Deku is not giving him any quarter here, Spec.
And we're starting to see a lot of rust come to the surface, though. I think early game, we see a lot of, people are coming back from D-Rust, can usually handle the early game just fine. It's
Yeah,
coming into the later stages of a run. That's when rust usually really hits. Because that's the
exactly.
least practiced part.
Especially the middle, right? I mean, if you think about,
Right.
Dark Story, like he practiced fling, 24/7, but being
Right.
above the small flame, oh, the Sicilian luck comes through. Are you even gonna get the upgrade, Deku? Are you even gonna get the upgrade? Of course you do. Of course you do, Deku. Oh my god, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. No way. I thought he was gonna get the free piece, Staj.
Okay.
Alright, but we are gonna see a death strat here, which is pretty funny.
How's
Again,
that gonna go for him? This is the most Deku Death Chamber I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, especially this one. Sheesh.
For those that don't know, Deku just gets a different ROM for just Death Chamber. He gets one that gives him good luck every single time because I swear to God, that stage just loves him.
Gets a ROM.
Yeah.
It's an ISO, buddy.
Oh, it's an ISO. My bad, guys. Sorry.
Anyways, you know what's not an ISO? King Boom.
What? It's a ghost.
Yeah, that's a spectral spirit right there. Meanwhile, JW is having a bit more trouble here, execution-wise in this stage. Does get snake skip though, which is nice.
That was scary though. That was really low.
Yeah, getting cat boost, no problem whatsoever. Oh, gets a weird gravity bounce. That's odd.
Okay. Are we going to do this ending here? Are we going to do the loop? Nope, just going straight for the pads. Now I'm wondering if JW is just wanting to opt to play safe. That way it's like, I don't want to lose more time. Instead, I would rather just like try to play as safe as possible and hope for a meltdown. I wonder if JW is hoping for the meltdown.
I think Crazy Gadget, which is coming up very soon, as well as Bofa, is going to be a decider of this. Another thing that we all, here's the reset strat, by the way, as well as the profit bounces, which is going to look good. But another thing is that you want to get as good of a time as possible in these in the pools, right?
Right.
Because that's going to impact, whether or not you're eliminated or not, or in the final bracket. So, getting E01, so this is a death strat piece, pretty far away, and you can get a good reset. Meanwhile, Deku's not really having that much trouble here with this stage. Place where the bug used to be, okay. So, keeping up on the RNG end, but this could be connect the dots or something. Okay, very good set. Very good set. Not bad at all. We are clipping this one. Can we get the snipe?
We're still losing like 10 seconds because of the fact that...
Yeah, about that, yeah. And that was a good set, by the way. Like, that wasn't a bad set. It's just Deku, again. The Sicilian RNG, as we like to say. Going into Bofa, this is not an RNG trick, although the Quan could be considered. Yeah. Quan might be RNG, but not today. Second try, though. We got it.
Second try is much easier. I might be spreading misinformation here, so correct me if I'm wrong. But it's because on the second load, the collision for the boxes is different, correct?
Yeah. The boxes are loaded in differently, so it just makes it easier.
Interesting.
Much easier.
Oh, not getting the hourglass.
Yeah, this is things are getting from bad to worse here for JW. It's gonna take a miracle for him to, come back from this one. Because think about it this way, like Deku can do CG totally skipless, and still be fine, and still be more than fine. And that's if JW gets CGSS first try.
Right. Now the question is, the question now is, does Deku do that, or does he go for the slaughter? And you know what? I want to try this, and I'm just going to see if I can just put this to bed, and close out any opportunity for a comeback.
I will say, here we got to make sure we hit the goal ring. No. Deku. Okay, ooh.
You got it.
He was a little bit like to the side, which was a little
Oh.
bit scary.
Hey,
Going for
Golem
the old school
Meltdown, no!
bounces.
I gotta
Yeah,
do better next time.
these bounces are not easy at all. Although they are the fastest way to do it, but not with this many
No
resets here.
lives left. No lives left.
Does have a ring.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
this is a very tough situation. And just going from worse to even worse here. This meteor herd, RNG be damned. In front of the weight elevator, bad piece, no problem. JW's gonna take, or Deku's gonna take it, no questions asked.
It's close to our left.
Honestly, if I'm Deku, there's such a huge cushion now of time.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would go for CGSS just for like the sake of I need to practice in a race setting. You know?
It's close.
You say that, but I guess it's debatable. This is also a pretty good set.
It's close.
By the way, getting the funny. Hopefully that doesn't get the funny spring. Okay, it doesn't. Okay,
That's a pretty good RG.
Because
Not gonna lie.
Because you can see JW is trying to reset there, just to get a bit more lives, not banking it on the Quan, right?
Yeah, right. That's the last thing you want to do.
Okay, and again, the better time that you can get here, if JW, has it in his side, hey, I might not win this race, but at least, a second can count in my standings for the final bracket, so that might just be what we're looking at here. We get the Quan, yes we do.
Wow.
That's pretty nice.
We were talking about this last night in Don's chat. It is stupid how on the runs that you're like, this is just this run's so dead, that you always get the Quan on that run.
Yeah, like it has to be a sort of I just can't believe that. As we can see here, things are happening.
JW playing it safe, not trying to do any like fastball or anything like that. Respect. Oh, missing the switch. Gonna be really interesting what he goes for here. This initial movement is so cool. Bouncing down, going into the tube.
Yeah, exactly. All right, but this is going to be a big decider. I mean, it's going to be so interesting if we do see CGS, because at Summit and, the level of these runners, yeah, you can see he's getting the checkpoint because, I would be so interested if we do get it. Yeah.
Oh.
We're not even. This is actually pretty exciting. CGS. And it's pretty fast still. Yeah, CGS. Here we go.
This is wild. I wonder if I've ever seen this in a race before.
This is a very, not necessarily outdated strat, but there's a lot going into it. Like, you gotta land on this lip, and you gotta defeat these guys, and you have to go over here and go in a certain area. But from here, it's pretty, self-explanatory. You just, basically, go right to the goal ring here, no problem. But yeah, what a treat, seeing the CGS of all things.
That's
here.
Crazy.
Man, I'm glad we got to see that. And you know what's the craziest thing is? It's gonna work out for Deku just fine.
Right.
This is what he wants. Even though he didn't get the CGSS. Even though, yeah. Now, getting a good set does JW. It could have been, about a 29-second set, but a bit too little too late here. About a boss and an entire stage ahead.
Yeah, it's looking pretty rough for our guy. The only way I see this coming back for JW is 1, an Eggman 2 meltdown, which I don't think we're going to have.
Yeah, opposite of that, it's a 14. Sheesh.
Yeah, that's crazy. And then if Final Rush just has an absolute meltdown, there's not enough height when we get to the very bottom and we die. That's pretty much the only thing I would be thinking.
Yeah.
At that point.
The other thing about that too, even if that does happen, for example, he can do that twice and still be ahead.
Jeez.
Yeah. So the stars are aligned for Deku. Can we see OBT?
Deku, if you do OBT, I'll give 5 subs. Okay, well, all right.
No, Deku, the 5 subs. Go back. Turn. Deku, turn. You need the 5 subs, Deku. Please.
Die right now.
Anyway, those uninitiated, OBT is an extremely like crazy strat that was just.
Has he practiced it? Has he even done that before?
He doesn't know it. Nobody knows OBT except for Katie. But I'm just messing around. But yeah, it's a crazy strat that does save time over the standard, but it's so inconsistent. You need to know so much for it. It would be crazy if we even saw it in Summit. Like Katie pulls it out somewhere and she's like 5 minutes ahead of somebody, like maybe, but I think she tried to do it once, but
I know Flub tried it in the Break the Barrier, and unfortunately barely missed it. It was very, very unfortunate, but
yeah,
barely put the kill plane.
Now we are seeing, CGSS here, and JW is looking pretty good on height, although
It looks good.
yeah, just fine. Okay.
His execution was a little sloppy though, unfortunately. So we're losing about like 8 seconds to that. But it's looking like a wrap. I'm not talking burrito. As we come into this Shadow 2 boss. Get your GGs ready or emote of choice for our boy Deku. And then we'll stay here and cheer on JW because, yeah, this is a DRS run, which is kind of crazy that a DRS run is going to be like a 25 or a 26. It's kind of nuts.
Yeah, I mean, it just goes to show the mettle and also the perseverance of JW to, continue this run, even though, it's pretty much over. GG's to Deku.
GG, Deku.
And let's go ahead and, cheer to JW1, give him all of our energy as he goes into this final stage here, and then the final boss. And while he's doing this, I do have to figure out what's on JW's face cam here. I think it's
I think that's his emote in the pan flag.
I think this is Canon from I think Drywall can probably correct me. I think it's Canon from Love Live Superstars.
On JW's?
No, Deku's. The girl that's there.
Oh, okay, sorry. I thought we were talking about you said JW. I was like,
yeah.
That's a Love Live character.
I think it's Canon.
Shoutouts to Love Live. I've never watched it, but shoutouts to Love Live.
Yeah, as soon as Deku comes in, if he does want to do an interview, I gotta ask him, is that Canon or is that I think Canon's the one with the long hair anyway. By the way, what's on the screen, JW's, doing great in this level. Just falling towards the goal ring. Looks like he's gonna have plenty of height, so nothing to worry about.
Yeah. I remember when I first joined the community, I told I acted like I had watched a lot of Love Live.
Yeah.
And I basically just lied to everybody for like a whole entire month until they actually asked me about like questions about the show. I couldn't answer it.
Let's go. I also have not watched Love Live, so I'm also tricking everyone. I am the imposter after all.
No way.
But the imposter is, JW getting down, touching down, getting a 118, finishing this thing right up.
Yeah, gonna be going into our final boss here. That shouldn't be too big of a time loss. Gonna be getting a low 26, which if you're a JW, I honestly am curious to know what his feelings are gonna be, because from a DRS perspective, I wouldn't be too unhappy about this when it's like I haven't played in a month or in several months. Like, honestly, I'm kind of just gonna be open to whatever happens, and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to him before. He says he's doing this thing for fun. Have a good time and to hang out basically. So I'm sure, well, hopefully, good times had by all here as we have the final hits and GG. Yeah, very competitive race here. Definitely glad we were able to commentate it, and we'll see if these runners would like an interview as well. I keep on not knowing There they are. JW,
Hello,
Deku,
hello.
welcome in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Deku, congratulations on the win, and JW, great showing in this race that we had here. Um, yeah.
Thank you.
JW, we wanted to ask you, well, first, just sort of, we were talking about, sort of getting the rust out, what were your overall thoughts about this run, and basically, how are you going to be feeling moving forward in these races?
It was good. Much better than yesterday's run. Made far fewer mistakes. Some of the mistakes that I made were bigger than those I made yesterday, but the mistake is a mistake. So I kind
Yeah.
of focus on that and see how close I am to just like playing within my comfortable operating window.
Very-
But yeah, like as far as the amount of mistakes goes, I was playing far, far better than yesterday. So I'm happy.
Yeah,
That's
I
awesome.
noticed that. And Spec, you were saying something about that too, right? Where it's like your D Rust is a 26, which is like this is the JW touch right there.
Yeah. Like look coming out of really I think it was Prison Lane.
Yeah.
Yeah, coming out of Prison Lane, it looked like no time had passed at all. It looked like you had just started running yesterday. So seeing that level of consistency, and then like I was talking about in the race that Russ usually hits in the mid game and late game. So to see that kind of happen was unfortunate, but at the same time, seeing your level of consistency throughout and how you adjusted on the fly really to that rust all the way up into Green Forest, you were ahead. So really, just absolutely kind of a banger race in general, and just seeing that skill level just kind of be retained.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. My goal this run was to go faster than I went yesterday, and I did so by 1 minute and 48 seconds. So
There you go.
yeah,
Are you
I'm
on
happy.
fast?
Oh,
Now,
I just want to
Deku,
ask,
go ahead.
what's up with the Green Forest remission streak?
So in Green Forest, so you know how you do that jump to the spring before you get the checkpoint for Green Forest wall run.
Yeah.
I undershot the jump. Well, I didn't undershoot it. I did an early homing attack, which means that I didn't get everything out of my
Oh, you
jump, and I
did.
homing
Oh
attacked under the
no.
spring. And
Oh no.
then I went for a test run, and I jumped off the tree far too early, so I didn't have the distance to make it to the end. But I did
Oh, that's
immediately pick up on
horrible.
that, and I was able to improve that on my second test run attempt, and I landed that
Yes.
one.
Let's go.
We saw that. It
Then
was so impressive. Yeah. Go ahead, JW.
thank you. Then in Pumpkin Hill, I went for double containers. I didn't do the check route properly, I don't think, and I made a mistake trying to get to Pumpkin Mountain because it was there. And then
Oh
I got
no.
Three Brothers Tombstone, and I forgot that that could be on Ghost Train Mountain as well. And
Oh
then,
no.
yeah, and then I got Lost Pumpkin. That generally went well. I half remembered where it was. It was mostly instinctive that I went the right direction. But
Mhm.
I pressed the wrong camera trigger, so I got a really awkward camera for digging it up. Then in Mission Street, I was on pace for a zero cycle. I got hit by the enemy, but I thought to myself, like, I know I can still get zero cycle when I get hit by the enemy. So I still went for it, and I reached the platform pretty comfortably. So I didn't go for a pass hover, I would just go a hover jump. But I only pressed A
Mhm.
once, and yeah, you know what happens.
Oh no.
So I ate to the 40-second death there. But yeah,
That
aside from
sucks.
that.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, it looks like that's like your biggest like block of time loss. The rest looks pretty solid.
yeah, only Final Rush was a little awkward because I missed the
Yeah.
bounce onto the FR skip rail. So I had to, I think I could have hit it kill plane early, but I decided to just go for the restart.
That's
Mhm.
fair.
Now,
Yeah.
now Deku on your end, and JW, definitely great race as well. I want to talk about Deku's end a little bit here, particularly CGS. Were
Yeah.
you worried about that going into the level that you may like lose the lead or anything like that, Deku?
I was worried I couldn't hit it at all because in practice I tried it like for 20 tries and I couldn't do it a single time. So
Yeah, we were talking about that during commentary.
yeah, I'm not
Now,
sure I was going for it. I don't
so
know
so you,
why, I just couldn't hit it.
it's one of those days, right? I mean, do you have any other races today, Deku?
I do I do, but I mean, I got
Oh.
time to
Okay.
try to fix it. Should
Yeah,
get it
You
fixed.
grind that down to dust, yeah, as they say. But yeah, overall, what are your thoughts on that race, Deku? Because you played pretty solidly, especially the Death Chamber. Like again, the RN, like Spec
Yeah,
was
the
saying, you must
energy
have
was
like a
great this run.
must have a
Not too
different
happy with my
ISO of the game than
execution.
everybody else. What ISO are you using? Version 1 or version 2? I don't know.
Version 1.0, just like Ocarina of Time. Come on.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, like I liked a lot in Aquatic Mine. I got the minecart dumping area
Oh my
set. I
god.
see everyone play that wrong all the time. But like, if you get minecart dumping area, it's really not that bad. I got a 29, so
I was gonna
Dude,
say,
nice.
Deku, was that a confirmed set or anything? Because Spec and I
no,
are looking at it. It's like, is this a confirmed set? Because he's playing this so well.
no. I mean, maybe it's confirmed. I don't know. But that's the set. That's the movement I do every time I get minecart dumping area, and it's really fast.
You do, huh? Well, I think you've given everyone something to learn here today, and we got to put this through the cryptic machine to see if that was a confirmed set or not.
Yeah.
Any closing thoughts though before we end this thing off and go into our next race?
Yeah. I think that Deku fully deserved to win today. Deku is very dedicated to SA2 and this category especially, as contrary to myself. I haven't been playing SA2. I don't quite have the time in my life to keep up with it. So yeah, I think it's definitely right that those who are putting in more dedicated effort than I am are the ones picking up the wins from me. So I wish Deku the best, and I hope him the most in this tournament. I'm sure he'll go far. 23 half this early is very impressive, so good job, man.
Thank you. I wish you the best too.
Yeah, thank you. I'll see if I can make it to brackets. It would be fun if I can play a couple bracket matches, but we'll just have to see.
Yeah, looking forward to your race against Drywall.
Yeah, no, that's a curious one. I wonder how that will go.
Yeah,
Well-
that's about it for me.
I can't wait, guys. And stay tuned. We've got a thriller of a set coming up in Talon versus Tethys coming right up after this at 10 a.m.
That's a good
This is going to be a crazy race. Beck and myself are going to be commentating it in our commentary block, so don't go anywhere, guys.